Our host, Eden Rotensky, and with me today is my co-host, Jimmy Champagne.
What's up?
Woo!
Marty Sliva is our
Hi.
special guest.
That's really nice of you.
Uh,
And then we have the ghost of another special guest. He's not here.
Yeah, Goldfarb is coming. Andrew Goldfarb will be here soon, but he is busy fighting ghosts.
He's gallivanting.
He's ghost farbing.
He's ghost
That's
farbing.
not a ghost.
Ghost farbing. Not a lot.
How are you guys?
Oh, great. I'm not sick anymore, so that's good.
What kind of sick were you?
I had like 102 fever, so I was like all out there, and I went to a class with that fever. I don't remember it.
Sure.
And I had that for a couple days.
Yeah.
I had the mucus drip. It was bad. It was so bad. I haven't been that sick in years.
I every year, like right at the beginning of January, I get super sick. And for the last 2 years, I was in Las Vegas covering CES. And so 2 years ago, I was covering CES for 5 days with 103-degree fever. And there's videos, and I don't remember doing. I like legitimately don't.
Yeah,
remember.
it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, there were people who weren't in my class, and I texted them, like, hey, do you remember what she told us the homework was? And then they'll respond, like, ... I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yep. Fever dreams.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was a good week.
Eden, do you have any cool sick stories?
I don't get sick that much anymore. I get like really tired for like 6 hours, and then I nap, and then I'm fine.
Is that how your immune system works? You just sleep it off?
You're
Pretty
so
much.
lucky if that's the truth.
But the thing is like, unlike Jimmy, I make myself really good food, and like I eat properly and try to sleep relatively well, which hasn't been working out so much lately. And so it makes a lot more sense that I am generally healthy.
Yeah. No, I put nothing but booze and trash in my body, like booze and garbage. So.
Yeah.
Yep, that's about right for me too.
Yeah.
I think.
But I feel
I'm
like
like,
booze kills the germs. I think that's how science works.
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
When you have a sore throat, you're supposed to drink vodka.
Yeah, exactly. Hot toddies.
I do a lot of whiskey when I do a lot of whiskey in general, but
This is actually an intervention.
In disguise.
Yeah. That was the special 40th episode theme.
It's really sad.
That is really sad, right? As both of us immediately take a drink. Yeah.
We made it 40 episodes.
40 episodes until we had to talk about Eden's drinking problem.
Yep.
Shushing us doesn't stop the fact that your alcoholism is tearing this family apart.
I am like on day 11 of not smoking, and on Friday, well, Thursday night / Friday, I had the worst insomnia. Like I was up till midnight. I tried to go to bed at 9, and I could not sleep. So I decided to start watching House of Cards at like 12:30 in the morning, and I finished it before I think anybody. And then I didn't sleep for 30 hours, so that was pretty funny.
I like how you were bragging about how good you take care of your body and how your body's a temple. And desecrate the temple like that.
And then you do that.
I eat well because I like cooking, and that's about it in terms of taking care of my body. I haven't exercised in like years.
Sure.
Outside of like running when I'm really drunk and trying to climb a flagpole.
Sure. Kicking really high.
I can kick really high.
Yeah. I get yelled at by my coworkers because my eating habits are just really bad. And there was a day where it dawned on me that I forgot to eat the previous day. Like I literally just forgot every meal. Like I just forgot to do breakfast, forgot to do lunch.
Just forgot
Did you forget your nightcap though?
No, I know. I had totally had nightcaps. So that was the reason I didn't eat. Is because I ended up going to a bar for like 6 hours. And who needs food when you have liquor? But yeah, those like people like when Brian Altano and Max Scoville are like worried that I'm about my health. You know, something bad is happening. Brian Altano is fathering you. Like that is a scary moment.
To be fair, Max eats pretty well.
Oh,
I don't know about Brian.
Yeah, Max, he has to eat well in order to maintain his terrifying scarecrow figure. Also, working with Max now, Max does this thing when he goes to the elevator, he kind of runs, and his legs look like a daddy long legs, and it's really. So if you want to see the scariest thing ever, ask Max to do his daddy long leg run, because that's not something anyone should ever see.
Have him do it on Beyond this week. Give everyone a good
Oh,
show.
have him stand up and do it.
Run around the table?
Run around the table.
Run around the table. There you go.
Yeah, I think that would be really funny.
Yeah, we need a bigger room for that, because that room is sort of awful and small and cramped, and we totally need to fix that room. But we need to like create a track around the edge that allows us to have max Olympic Games. That's the only reason we brought him on, is because his long legs.
Everyone's so happy with Beyond in the future. Then I bet everyone will love that, and nobody will hate it.
No, never.
Beyond is no
Greg
longer
Miller would never run
about Sony PlayStation and all that jazz. It'll be about the Olympics.
Max running like a Danny Longleg.
Yeah.
Max's trek to the Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the reception so far has been super overwhelmingly positive, but there are a few people who are not happy with the fact that we go on weird segues and start talking about ghosts and
Everyone is
That
so hung up
happened
on the
before
news
you
ghosts.
guys became
yeah.
hosts. Like, they went on weird tangents all the time. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that was the other reason. And anyone gets mad, I'm like, you can still go and Greg and Colin pretty much do mini Beyonds every day. And so you get their Beyond and then you get our version.
Yeah, there's also like a 400 episode backlog that you can
Exactly.
live
Also, you
with.
can listen to Jimmy and Eden. Colin's been on it twice.
The real Beyond. Yeah.
The real Beyond.
You fall out of frame? What just happened? That was scary.
Yeah, where'd you go?
I don't know.
Whoa, what just happened?
I don't know. This is like
That was
that
weird.
Comedy
Are you the news
happened.
ghost? I think Eden is the news ghost.
Are you the news ghost?
Maybe. I don't know.
You could be. Andrew Goldfarb update. God damn it, traffic is awful. Over on Market by 12th.
Trying to save all the ghosts.
Trying to save all the ghosts. 12th and Market is like a mile and a half away, and evidently traffic is awful. So he's on his way though.
He'll get there.
We'll find Goldfarb one day.
I want it planned so that he doesn't get here for like an hour, and then the second he walks in, you just say bye. So you get like one frame.
Okay, bye.
All right, so that's wrapping up. Thanks to special guest Andrew Goldfarb. I feel like the Matt Damon thing on Jimmy Kimmel. Was that it? Remember that?
Wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no
It was like a
idea.
recurring gag where they would bring Matt Damon on, and they would end up having to cut his segment as soon as he started. Because I think the first time they actually had to cut his segment because like some like actual event happened. It wasn't like 9/11, but it was like something of that caliber, or they got Obama or something on the show. And then it was a recurring gag where every time he would come on, like they would start the interview, and 5 seconds into it, they'd be like, "Oh no, we have to cut it," and then Matt Damon would look very sad. So Matt Damon, or Andrew Goldfarb, is the Matt Damon of the Jimmy and Eden podcast.
I'm Matt Damon.
Did you say you're the Matt Damon?
No. We did get a ton of questions, though. Really good segue.
That was
Bring one up.
a really good segue.
So we got like more questions than I think we've ever gotten.
It would have
Look
been
how
great
popular
if we
you are,
got this
Marty.
many questions last week when we did our life advice episode.
Yeah, listen back
Ooh,
an episode to hear about mine and Jimmy's parenting advice.
Oh man, was it? What's your advice? Don't.
That was my advice.
Just
Don't.
don't. Yeah. Plan A. Don't.
Just take it up.
My-
We said
my
take them
parenting
up into
advice
the
is
wilderness.
IUD. You're welcome.
So I was referencing an IUD the other day, and I do this all the time, and I accidentally said an IED.
Same thing.
It's totally. I mean, it's the same thing in like Metal Gear Ground Zeroes. I guess the IUD is an IED, but other than that, yeah, that's a bad mix-up. So those acronyms should not be that similar, because one is
Yeah.
an explosive and one prevents children. I guess an explosive can
It's a
prevent children.
different kind of explosive.
This is true. Sorry, Eden.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, I'm so we got questions.
We
But
do. Have,
Question time.
are you ready for the questions?
I'm always
I
ready.
am.
First question that we got comes from Hanso815. That, I don't know. Do any of you have any cooking horror stories?
Cooking horror stories. Um,
I do.
Go
One
yeah.
time
Yeah.
when I was still in elementary school, I think. I was cooking pierogies, like boiling them in this pot, and then I decided to go weed the garden. I don't know why. And I forgot about the pierogies, and they boiled to the point that like I burnt the pot. Not just the pierogies, I burnt the pot. All the water had evaporated. The pierogies were like this black char substance, and the bottom of the pot, when I lifted it off the stove, just fell off.
That sounds terrible.
Wait, how old were you?
I was in elementary school, probably 13.
What kid who in elementary school goes weeding? Like, what are you pulling weeds out?
I like gardening.
But that's like the shitty part of gardening.
No, it's you get all your anger out, pulling the life out of small little living beings.
That was terrifying.
My brother, a couple years ago, 2 summers ago, he was making bacon. We were all gone, and he was home alone. And he made bacon in the morning, and then he forgot about it and left the stove on all day, and cooked the bacon on it all day. So it burned like a black patch into our ceiling, and our kitchen smelled like bacon for a month and a half.
Holy shit!
It was really
that
gross.
sounds awesome, but the black patch on the ceiling, not great.
He has not been allowed to stay home alone since then. Like, my parents reference it every time he wants to be home alone. And he's a sophomore in college. So when he's home for breaks, they don't let him stay home alone. Like, he has to be with one of my parents.
Wow.
Or me at all times. He's done other stuff.
Is your brother younger?
Yeah, he's younger. He's 2 years younger than me. And he gets himself into a lot of trouble. He has very bad, poor judgment skills. So my parents beat him to the punch by just always babysitting him.
For a second, I thought you were just going to end it at my parents beat him, and I'm like, this is getting really sad. Parenting advice.
I wouldn't disclose that, but yeah. Yeah. So his name's Edward. He's kind of the best, but
my brother's named Edward too.
What? My name's Eden.
Are our brothers the same person?
Is your brother a blonde-haired baseball kid?
No, he's a black-haired librarian, though.
Oh, then no,
Yeah.
different brother.
His life is I think his life is what my life would have been if I didn't leave Wisconsin. I feel like I totally would have been a librarian. That's not in a bad sense. I worked at a library for 4 years and I fucking loved it.
I worked at a library for 1 summer, and it was great. I can attest to that.
I went on a date with a librarian once, and it was the worst date I've ever been on.
Yeah, I mean, by and large, I feel like most librarians probably aren't amazing to date.
Maybe. This guy was just he was like, everything should be analog. And I was like, I'm a web developer, and I make electronic music.
Well, yeah, he's scared.
Goodbye.
Kindle is putting his profession out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was the youngest person at the library by literally 20 years. But it was nice. Everyone was really nice to me, and everyone was motherly and fatherly and grandmotherly and grandfatherly to me. They baked me things. It was great.
That's awesome.
No one bakes me things at this dumb job.
You need to get people to bake you things at IGN. Jared was tweeting about frickin'
Pie.
cherry pies all day.
Oh,
I don't know where did all that come from.
I didn't.
Miranda
I
said she
saw
didn't
one
like
tweet.
cherry pie. Miranda Sanchez.
Yeah.
And then it was just this giant debate that Jared blew out of proportion.
He has tons to do that. Jared's actually in the office, right? He's the only other person in the office right now, and he has some man next to his desk, and they are doing commentaries, and I have no idea who this man is.
It's me.
It's you?
What game is he playing?
I couldn't, his desk faces, or his monitor faces a wall, so I couldn't see. I think it might be an old, I think he grabbed, so this week is the Game Developer Conference in San Francisco, so people come in from pretty much worldwide for this thing. And so I
didn't know that was in San Francisco. That's cool.
Yeah, it's like 3 blocks away from our office. And I think he grabbed. I think it's like someone who made like some '70s or '80s game. I mean, because the guy's in his like 50s or 60s. So I feel like it's like the dude who made Asteroids or something. Jared seems like the kind of guy who would do commentaries on a Sunday with the dude who made Asteroids. As I just come in and grab a conference room just to get drunk.
Also do our show.
Most importantly.
I forgot about that part. Wait, are we recording?
Yeah, we're live.
It.
You didn't answer. Did you ever have cooking horror stories?
Dude, I haven't cooked in like a couple of years because I now live in an apartment with like 100 people and I'm just never there. And I forget to eat. But back in the day, when I used to cook a lot, no, I always sort of had supervision. I always lived with people who are either good cooks or I lived with people who were actually in the service industry, and so they sort of kept a watchful eye on me. Yeah. My life's sort of a disaster. Spoiler.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's the best disaster. Like the Hindenburg. What are you eating?
A bagel that I made yesterday.
Oh
I'm really drunk, by the way, so I decided I should eat something really fast.
You totally did not seem drunk until you said, I'm really drunk, and then put a bagel in your face.
I've been drinking since like 11 a.m. I had coffee and Baileys, and then I got in the tub and I was bathing for about 2 hours, and I made like a pitcher of mimosa, which is mostly champagne, to be honest, and drank all of it in the tub. And then now I'm drinking more champagne. So this is going to be a great podcast.
It's already a great podcast.
Maybe we should actually
16 minutes in.
Jimmy, what's the poster over your shoulder?
It's
That looks like
Pathways in Human Cancer.
Is that
It belongs to my roommate. He is a science man.
a science man?
Got it out of his textbook.
Oh.
He's the most boring.
For a second.
He was reading a textbook that like wasn't for a class. He purchased and was reading a textbook for fun the other day. It's pretty boring. It was about cancer. Well, he's really into cancer.
He's really into cancer.
Yeah, he's like really into learning about it.
I hope he puts that on his OkCupid profile.
Really into cancer?
Like I'll wake up on a Saturday morning and he'll be sitting in bed at like 6 and like reading a cancer textbook all insightfully, and I'm like, oh, you make me mad. Like, just stop. Do something fun, please. Please, for the both of us, do something fun.
Is he like an actual roommate or is he like a housemate?
Like,
do you have to
I
share
live in an apartment that my school owns, but it's definitely like a legit apartment. So
Sure.
he's a roommate, and then there's another bedroom.
Like you share a room with him?
Yeah, there's 4 people in this apartment and 2 bedrooms.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's pretty big. So
yeah, I vowed after my freshman year of college never again sharing a roommate or sharing a room with a person.
all right. My first 2 years I roomed with, or no, my second, like sophomore and junior, I roomed with the same guy, and he is the weirdest. He like sleeps with all of his clothes on, and all of his clothes are in his bed, and he sleeps on top of them. And then at 5 p.m. he changes and takes a shower, or takes a shower and then changes, and that's when his day starts. So he gets dressed at like 5 in the afternoon, eats dinner, does homework, goes to bed in his clothes, wears those clothes the next day, and then changes at 5.
I like the fact that he's just really prepared for some sort of an emergency.
Yeah,
Like,
and he lays perfectly flat on his back when he sleeps, no blanket, just on top of like his mountain of clothes and his like comforter. He lays on top of it, perfectly on his back, just closes his eyes like a vampire and goes to sleep. And it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I have a theory. He was a lizard person. He was a lizard person wearing the flesh of a man.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't find a roommate after last year. Because I ended up living with my like group of friends this year, and he commutes now. So
he commutes from his underground lair of lizard people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
This is your last year of college?
Yeah, I graduate in 60 days. I have a
Shit.
calendar. I'm counting down.
Me and Jimmy are gonna go on a trip to San Francisco
I've
Yep.
been there.
together.
I've been
Which
there once.
it will be really good because it'll be the first time Jimmy and I meet in person.
What if it's just super awkward when you guys meet?
What if we just like hate each other?
Yeah,
Like me and Jordan hate each other. We
sure.
don't actually hate each
Why he's
other.
not here? Where is Jordan?
He just got back from Cuba or is still in Cuba. I'm not entirely
Cuba?
sure. Yeah. Yeah, we Canadians can do that.
He has sunburn.
Why hasn't Mitch gone to Cuba?
I don't know. I think
Can
that
he-
Mitch
he would have
identifies
to
as
go
an
home.
American.
And then buy a ticket to Cuba.
Yeah.
Or go to
You can't
Canada.
fly out of the States because there's no
Right.
flights.
Thanks,
No
Obama.
flights to Cuba.
That's
Maybe
a
Mitch has been to Cuba. It's entirely possible that you don't know.
Mitch has no. He's playing Dota like a dummy.
All the time. Have you ever been to Cuba, Eden?
No, I haven't been outside of. Well, I've been to Mexico, but other than that, I have not been outside of North America.
I haven't been to Cuba either.
I mean, most people haven't been to Cuba. I don't know. What this is. I probably will never go to Cuba. I
Me neither.
totally want to go to Cuba and North Korea at some point in my life.
I think
That'd be
that
awesome.
in your lifetime, you'll be legally allowed to go to Cuba at some point, like within the next 10 years.
Yeah, the states we're making huge strides in that. But I feel like by the time that happens, like it's not going to be the Cuba I'm imagining. The Cuba I'm imagining is also like 1960s Banana Republic, like drinking at rad bars on the beach, and I don't know. I don't think the Cuba I'm imagining is what real Cuba is like.
I mean, you may never know.
No, exactly. I
Sad.
feel like I'd be buddies with Castro though. Like, I think he got a bad rap.
What's up, dude?
Maybe.
Yeah, I've been told there's a picture of Fidel Castro when he was younger, and we look shockingly similar. Like it is weird. He has this
I
weird,
kind of believe that. I can kind of see it.
sunglasses. Like he was wearing this like sort of like olive green army coat, and I used to have like an olive green army coat that I would wear all the time. Like someone put like when I was working in a coffee shop, someone put that picture on my locker, and I looked at it, and like for a second I was like, "Is that a picture of me?" I was like,
Is that
"No,
an old picture of me? What the
that is
what?
no, that's Fidel Castro from 20 years before I was born."
Yeah, he does look like you.
Yeah,
I googled young Fidel Castro.
that's gonna be my rap name,
Yeah.
Young Fidel.
Young.
So when Orphan Mothers first started, we were almost called Young Genius
Young Castro.
because I did like this news interview for some reason. It was about like mobile apps, and they were just asking me about mobile apps in general, and they referred to me as Young Genius Eden Rotensky. But unfortunately, that's taken by
Kid
an
genius.
actual rapper, not Orphan Mothers.
What what sort of an out like? Who would? Wow, that's so weird. Who would describe someone as a young genius? That's weird. A baby genius?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about me, it makes sense,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. I mean, I usually consider you a young urban professional.
Hey,
I
you're
don't know.
more of a yuppie than I am.
I'm totally not more of a yuppie. I forgot to eat dinner. How is that?
Yeah.
Yuppies don't get to eat meals for 24 hours.
Have you been to a Whole Foods?
I was at a Whole Foods like 4 days ago.
Yeah, I've never been to a Whole Foods, so
But I went to. There's a
you're
Whole
more of a
Foods,
yuppie.
no. There's a Whole Foods near our office that now has a bar, and I went to the bar.
You went to a bar in a Whole Food. You are a yuppie.
No, it was a craft beer bar.
You're not. Dig up.
I think history is gonna be on my side for this one.
In the comments below, YouTube watchers, please tell us who is more of a yuppie, Eden or Marty.
YouTube watchers, don't break my heart. I need you.
Pro
YouTube
tip,
watchers help.
Marty is a yuppie.
Don't do that.
Spoilers. We have more questions.
Yeah, load one up.
Mark asks, most embarrassing thing you did as a tourist in another city or country?
I lost my virginity in Poland
What?
Whoa!
when I was
Tell
16.
that story.
I've told this. I think I've told the story on the Comedy Button, but my mom's from Poland, and all of her side of the family is over there. And so I was living over there for the summer, and my grandma died while I was there, and so
That's
we held a 3-day funeral, and the body was in the living room of the one-bedroom house I was staying in. So whenever I went to piss in the middle of the night, I had to walk by the body for 3 days, and it was just a pretty much 24-hour like morning session. But at the end of the 3 days, I ended up going out with like a couple of neighbors and like kids that were a little bit older than me, like in their like late teens, early 20s. I took ecstasy for the first time, and then lost my virginity.
Wait, you lost your virginity on X?
Yes. Spoilers, probably wasn't great. Yeah. Yeah, so that's probably the most embarrassing thing I've done in another country.
I haven't done too many embarrassing things outside of Canada because I haven't been outside of Canada all that much. I knocked Marty out of his chair once when I was drunk.
Oh yeah, that was super
embarrassing. That was pretty funny and embarrassing.
It was rude.
Very rude.
Yeah.
And then, like, otherwise I've been doing work stuff, so it's, like, generally on somewhat good behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But what about you, Jimmy? You're much more traveled than I.
I didn't do anything like really embarrassing when I was in England. Like, I was.
You got drunk for the first time in England, didn't you?
Yeah, but we didn't do. That was like status quo. That wasn't out of the ordinary. But I was one of the kids in my group was like just the worst kid. He was terrible. We went to a club called Pop World, and it was like 90s themed.
That sounds like a mixtape that Much Music would have put out.
It was pretty cool.
No,
we went there a lot. But one of the nights we went there, the kid was like an avid juggler, and he brought his juggling balls to this Pop World club. And then he like lost one of them and started a fight with somebody who he thought stole them. And that was pretty embarrassing because like he was with our group, but we tried to leave and like get away from him. And he would keep coming up to us and be like, guys, why aren't you backing me up? But none of us were friends with him, and none of us liked him. So we tried to, like, just leave. And he like, kept calling us out, like, as the people who were with him. That was pretty embarrassing. That was the last time I was there. Because this kid, like, almost got us arrested 3 or 4 times, and we were kind of done with this shit. Because the next day he'd always be like, man, I'm going to drink less. I'm really, like, coming around to how destructive I am, blah, blah, blah. Like, we all care. And we're like, yeah, we don't care. Yeah. So just sort your shit out and don't get us involved if you can't. And
also,
he never followed that.
Don't bring juggling equipment.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Just don't juggle. Don't juggle.
Yeah, just don't juggle.
Yeah.
Please.
Do something else.
Don't bring us down with your juggling either. Like, don't juggle around us.
Yeah, or just juggle by yourself. Don't juggle around others. Juggle behind closed doors.
He got removed from one of the clubs we went to. We met these people. There was a bar in our dorm, which was awesome. It was on the first floor of our dorm, and we met these people the like first night we were there. And one of the girls was telling us how she worked in an upscale club and she could get us a table and like a package of drinks and everything. And then so I got her number, and then the next day we texted her, and she was like, "Yep, you guys are on the list." So we went there. And then there was one, like, she told us, like, dress nice, because it was, like, a really upscale club. First thing, so he comes in, like, cargo shorts and running shoes and a windbreaker. Mm-hmm. And we're like, we've been waiting for him so long that we didn't want to tell him to go back and change. So we get there, and they're not going to let him in, and he made a huge scene. And then he dropped his juggling balls there, too. And, like, we had a cool VIP, like, table on the second floor. Like, this club was, like, ours. It was sweet. And then it's like this idiot's in the corner, like fumbling with his juggling balls and like falling, and he spilled drinks off the second floor balcony, and then he was like trying to pay the DJ to like give him shout outs, but he would give the dude money and then the DJ wouldn't do it. And then he did it again, and the DJ like was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then he got him a third time, never gave him a shout out. It was great.
What did you want? Like what? A shout out for his juggling?
He was developing a social media app. He
Oh
sunk
my God! What?
40 grand into this app, like that he stole from his dad, and he was like telling us the entire trip, like how cool it was, and like he was like, yeah, you guys are my friends. Like when I quit school because I'm rich, like because I'm the next Mark Zuckerberg, I'll remember all of you, and blah, like all this shit. And we were like, oh, yeah, okay, dude. And he told one of the girls on our trip that he was mad that she had a boyfriend because he wanted to marry her, and as if like that wouldn't be her choice. And then he was like, yeah, like I'm gonna leave school next year when I'm rich from being a social media mogul.
Pro tip from experience: do not tell a girl you want to marry her until you've been dating for like at least a year.
Yeah.
Bad idea. Bad idea. I've been through that. I don't like it at all.
What if he's a juggler?
He bought weed too and smoked it, obviously, and was like super high and got like really freaked out. And someone slammed a door in our dorm, and he thought it was a gunshot. So he called the campus safety, and they came. And then he told them he was like high, and they don't like weed over there. And the campus safety, the people who were in our dorm before us got kicked out for drugs. So like our dorm was empty except for us and the people on the floor below us who were also from America. And so they were already just pretty much done with like students and drugs. So he almost got sent home 3 or 4 times. But I don't know how he didn't, honestly. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. You should get this guy in next week's episode.
I kind of want to now that I'm telling you stories. So one time we went to a club there, and it was like in a basement of a bar. It was a really cool club, and he took something, but we didn't know what it was. And the entire night, we were there for 3 hours. He stood in one corner, like staring like up at a strobe light. I have a picture of it. I'll text the picture to Eden, and she can text it to you, Marty. It's amazing. Like, it's just like a perfect wallpaper picture of this kid.
This kid sounds like my hero.
I've never like told these stories, so I'm like just realizing now how much shit he did in 3 weeks. Like how stupid he was.
All this was in the span of 3 weeks?
Yeah. 3 weeks, right? Just about 3 weeks.
Yeah. He's a pioneer.
A little less.
National treasure.
And then I like went off to London and hung out with Carmali, and that was I had way more fun when this kid was gone.
Yeah, our UK guys are so much better than our American guys, myself included.
They let me write at Krupa was gone, so they let me write out of his desk, which was awesome.
Krupa's my favorite human being, more than my parents.
I was pretty pissed I didn't get to meet him because like we had talked about horror movies and stuff, and I was like I was pumped, but he was at an event or something when I was there.
I went to Amsterdam with him. It was strange and awesome. We stayed on.
I was hoping you'd say awesome because that sounds awesome.
We stayed for 3 days on an Airbnb houseboat.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
It was so good. It was the dumbest. All we did was just wander and drink. It was. He's my hero.
I want a houseboat. I want to retire to a houseboat. That's awesome.
I used to work with a guy at a coffee shop who he lived on a houseboat. And he called in one day and said that he can't come to work that day because he got lost at sea. He was like literally in the Pacific, like a couple miles offshore, and said he couldn't get back to San Francisco in time. So I just imagine like he got hit by a white squall and died. But he didn't die. He came to work the next day.
Did you ask him about it?
Yeah, I mean he was weird because he was a guy who was like in his 60s, and it was like the rest of the people who worked at the coffee shop were all dumb, like late teens, early 20s.
Okay.
And he was nice, but he was just a confused old man. He didn't understand things. He really, eventually, I think he got fired, and he tried to sue the coffee shop for being age-cist, or whatever that term is. Age-cists. And then they were just had to like eventually real talk him like, no, it's not that you're old, it's just that you suck.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That
My dad's got accidentally lost at sea once. Like he had a sailboat before I was born, and he like was taking a nap on it after he cleaned it, and then it came unhooked from the dock and went out into the lake. And he like woke up before anything, like it went out too far. And this was kind of before he knew how to use the sailboat too, so it was apparently pretty funny. And then he sold the boat 2 days later. He was like, "Fuck this, I'm out." Like I'm not made to have a sailboat, obviously.
Yeah, I like. Man, that must have been a traumatizing experience if you just immediately did it.
I've never seen
When
my
I got
dad.
lost at sea once, well, not at sea, at like a river in Saskatchewan, which is mostly landlocked.
How do you
Um,
get in the river? I mean, you just end up downriver?
well, I was young enough to still be going to summer camp, so probably like grade 6. And me and my best friend at the time, Ashley, we decided to go out on a rowboat because her mom was driving us to summer camp, and her family kind of had like a campsite that they owned and ran, and had like sail or rowboats. So we went out onto the river,
Mhm.
and we like rowed ourselves out into the middle of the river, and then all of a sudden it got super fucking windy. And we're just like these two maybe 11-year-old girls, like scrawny as all living fuck, stuck in this rowboat in the middle of the river, just like trying our best to get back. And of course, we're young girls, so we're being competitive and like catty to one another. And it took us about 4 hours to get back, and nobody like noticed us, just stuck in this river.
That's how it usually goes at camp. Like when kids go missing, it's like they come back and it's like, oh shit, we didn't even realize they were gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't use the canoes unsupervised.
I've never been to camp. I feel like I missed out.
I went. I kind of like it was fine, but I went to Bible camp and I was an atheist, so that was pretty funny.
Mhm.
Just try to canoe out of there. You're making your escape.
Try to canoe your way down the river Styx to the underworld.
Yes.
Goldfarb says, "Quote, so close."
So close. That's
So
what
close, you
she
can taste
said.
it.
God damn it. Do we have any other questions?
We
You
do
have
have more
Question lined
questions.
up.
Hughes?
Tell a story that happened when you were in 6th grade, which I just did. So that comes from Jordan Rodkey.
6th grade. I have a really
I have a
shit
good one.
memory. I don't remember 6th grade.
You don't remember like what happened yesterday?
Oh my god, sometimes people tell me stories or jokes, and I laugh, and I'm like, that's a really good story. And they're like, yeah, you told it to me a year ago. Like, that is your story. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Thank you
It's
for
like-
reminding me.
Yeah. 6th grade. You have anything, Jimmy?
Yeah, we got sent home from school 3 times in 6th grade. Once, because a golden retriever came into our school and was really nice. And just our principal, though, was like terrified of dogs. And we saw it chase him around. The dog was like, oh, pet me. I'm like a really nice dog. And the guy was like screaming high pitched like a girl, and it was great. And he was running away. And I'm pretty sure he sent us all home out of embarrassment, just like to recover.
Sure.
And another time, this kid caught a bird. This is messed up. He like ripped it apart in the bathroom and then flushed it down one of the toilets, and the toilet overflowed. And so we got to go home because they couldn't clean it up. So I guess cool days.
And
Thanks
because
for
no one
yours.
should have been in the same room as that kid.
That kid, I don't know what happened to him.
He became
Probably
a juggler.
nothing good.
Became a
What
juggler.
is Kate? Given that you have a bad memory, do you remember like any like fucked up stories from like grade school, like before high school?
Yeah. I
Marty?
remember something.
Like, fucked up stories? Like, no. I
Like
don't-
just like goofy kid stories.
I don't know. I don't think my childhood was super. You look like an alcoholic right now.
Mm-hmm. Just realized that putting the bourbon out of frame.
No, my elementary school was super chill. Like, I don't really have good stories until I got to like college and in high school. And then I had just to make up for lost time with stories.
I was
Worst answer ever.
I was pretty much just a turd throughout my entire life.
Yeah.
So I have plenty of stories.
Mhm.
But Next question. Are you guys team bone in or bone out? And I texted Marty this question beforehand, just disclaimer, because I wasn't sure if it was a sex question or not.
Sex question if we want it to be a sex question. Jimmy, are you familiar with team bone, team boneless?
Like chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess team bone. Are team boneless just like chicken nuggets?
I mean, in theory, yeah, but it's like if you go to, like they had, for the last Friday of every month, they bring in food at 5 p.m. here, and the whole company gets together and drinks and eats food. And 2 days ago, they brought in wings, and so they had like half the wings were boneless and half the wings were boned, and so there was a very clear divide. I generally don't give a shit about anything, and so I did the boneless just because I didn't want to have to fucking deal with bones, and I got a lot of shit from certain people. Luckily, Greg's not here anymore, so he would have probably stopped talking to me if he knew about that.
What if he's watching?
Greg has like an entire method of eating wings and stuff too.
He can eat wings in one bite.
It's kind of gross.
It's super gross, but he's an amazing individual.
Really proud of you, Greg.
Okay.
I'm bad at eating wings. I should eat boneless wings.
Andrew's here. I'm gonna go downstairs. It'll probably be more than a minute though. Now that I actually think about it.
Timing.
Okay.
Timing you.
No, more than a minute.
So, what do you have going on this week, Jimmy?
Well, I just platinumed Far Cry 4. That was pretty exciting.
Hey, fuck you. Are you gonna help me?
Yeah, I can help you. It's super easy.
I imagine.
Ubisoft
I'm like almost 50%, I think, now.
Yeah, the hardest one is not the hardest one is getting. There's a multiplayer one for playing all 3 of the game types online, but nobody plays the online, so you just sit there in a lobby waiting. And then there was another one, like where you have to be in a passenger seat and you have to do the car takedown, but we just couldn't get the co-op to work for 2 days. But I got it to work today, so there you go. That was an easy one, cause like Watch Dogs, really hard platinum. Far Cry 4, really easy.
I have like a ton of Orphan Mother news.
Oh, that's good. I like that album a lot. I still listen to it.
So the album made #1 pop album, so thank you guys for listening to that. That's
not me.
crazy.
I got a free one.
Well, it counts.
Okay.
And we are playing Gateway Festival, which is a festival in Saskatchewan, and the headlining bands for that are Joel Plaskett and the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, which are like pretty respectable. I really love Joel Plaskett, and I've loved him since like grade 9.
Cool.
So that's like really cool, and we're going on tour in July to Eastern
Are you coming
Canada.
to Chicago or Detroit?
Eastern Canada, so if you can make it out to Toronto, you can
go
make
to
it
Windsor.
out to Toronto. Maybe.
I could do Windsor. I could probably do Toronto.
Would you actually do Windsor if we tried to do Windsor?
Windsor I could easily do.
Kay.
Like that's 20 minutes compared to 5 hours. You know, Windsor's cool. I can get over there.
There's this like green dot, and it's like some kind of like.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's from the window, I guess, and I'm just like playing with it. Like, look how cool my eyes look, guys. I have laser vision.
There's a new cruise that starts in like Lake Superior and ends at Windsor, and it's called the Great Lakes Cruise. And
okay, we're doing that.
It's for old people. I think there's an age.
Yeah, we're pretty old, to be honest.
It's for like 60-year-olds.
It would be so funny. It would be
It would.
to do that. Honestly.
I want to know how they got the boat into the lake, because it's like a big boat.
You're a big boat.
I am. I'm pretty sure. Do we have questions, or should we wait? We should wait.
Wait. Do you have a question for me?
When was the last time you had pizza?
I ordered pizza on Friday after I stayed up for 30 hours, and once I fell asleep, I don't know if I did it while I was like sleeping or if I did it like in a grog while I was like just waking up at like 10 p.m. But I threw out the pizza straight into the garbage. Like, I had eaten the wings that I ordered with it and the breadsticks, but I just threw out the pizza because I don't know. I guess I thought it smelled bad or something. I threw out an entire pizza because I hadn't eaten any pizza. I just ate the breadsticks. So, bye, I guess.
Bye,
I
pizza.
have really great habits.
Did it? He came.
It's me.
I found
Yay!
it.
It's 4 o'clock.
Goldfarb.
It's totally 4 o'clock.
Can I raise this chair? I feel so short.
You want to switch chairs?
Yeah, let's switch chairs.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
I always kind of imagine
We're
Goldfarb
so
to be like
professional.
3 feet tall. So.
When's that your beer?
Doesn't matter. None of them are open. Why did you do that? That's so weird.
What, switch them?
So we brought 2 beers into the room, and he switched them, despite the fact that neither of them are open.
I was carefully taking care of mine. And we had a special relationship together. Hey, Jimmy and Eden, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Good, how are you?
How are you?
Good. I was stuck in traffic. I apologize. I don't know this city as well as I thought I did.
It's okay. We're glad you're here. Did you catch any ghosts?
I caught a bunch of ghosts.
We called you Goldfarb.
Oh, I like it. My last name starts with G and the word ghost.
That was my best joke in months.
Yeah, it was the best joke in months. There's gonna be a BuzzFeed listicle. I still feel for a charticle. Just rate. What is your deal?
That's what I was asking about.
You're a weirdo. We might also have another special guest coming at some point.
Oh yeah, let me text that special guest.
Oh, I don't know anything about this, and
Yeah,
I book
Pete.
everyone.
It's Theodore Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Cool.
He was let out of
I wanted
Theodore
Dr.
was the name of the first person who ever had a crush on me that I was aware of. And
Theodore Kaczynski?
it's no, not the same last name. His name was Theodore Lavaldur. He was francophone, and he put radishes in my desk because I said I loved radishes once at lunchtime. He put radishes in my desk for a month
Like straight out of the dirt.
No, like his parents would pack it for him for lunch, and I guess he didn't like them, so he would just like put them in the back of my desk for a month. And I had left because of my grandpa's funeral, and I came back, and I just had like 30 radishes sitting in my desk rotting.
There's so many things I want to talk about right now. First off, it's weird that both of us have brought up grandparents' funerals on this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, the story that I think you told?
Yeah, well, they said, what was the most embarrassing thing you've ever done overseas?
Oh, yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
Oh. Questions get tweeted. Should I go back and answer stuff and not do that? I haven't really done anything embarrassing overseas. I got lost really bad, and then I was like a typical American, and I got in a cab, and I was like, I need to go to the Marriott. And the guy was like, okay, yeah, I speak English, you're fine.
Was that in Germany?
I haven't been overseas at all, and I'd really like to go, but I'm like one of those people that probably will not go if I'm going alone. Like, I just don't have an interest in going alone.
I can vouch for England. That was awesome.
I like England. They have a lot of good falafel places in England. If you like falafel, you can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
Just run down
Doesn't
the street.
every major city have a lot of falafel places?
Well, yeah, but in England there's a store called Just Falafel, and they serve only falafel.
That is...
It's actually bullshit. It's like a dollar store. How like some stuff is like $4. It's like a Just Falafel place, but some stuff is.
It's actually just a dollar store that sells cheap plastic things called Just Falafel for some reason.
Yeah, right. Did you guys talk about anything cool while I was gone? Did you time me? Was that less than 60 seconds? No, I was more than 60.
No more.
You're drunk.
What's the S stand
What
for?
did we talked about Jimmy Platinum Far Cry, and I talked about, I forget.
You talking about throwing out a pizza.
Oh yeah, I threw out a pizza, a full pizza.
Why'd you throw out a pizza?
It was on Friday when I was kind of delirious because I didn't sleep for 30 hours because I watched all of House of Cards.
Oh, I finished it last night. I finished House of Cards last night.
I'm glad.
Wait,
I don't like that show anymore.
It was okay. I wasn't a big fan of this season.
I heard nothing happened on it.
Monument Valley of the season?
Mm-hmm.
That is the best.
Monument Valley and the Stanley Parable, and then there's a Minecraft reference somewhere.
What?
Yeah, it's really weird.
The weirdest.
Yeah.
Speaking of throwing away pizza, one of my favorite things that ever happened with Marty, we were in the mall waiting to see a movie, and a bunch of us got beers. Like 10 of us got beers, and I finished like 75% of mine. There was like that much left, and I went to throw it away, and Marty dove to stop me. Literally dove across the table and knocked down a bunch of chairs to get the beer because he couldn't stand the idea of somebody wasting a beer.
Yeah. Waste is the...
Okay, Marty, the first hour that I met him, because I met him when we went to San Francisco, he was one of the few IGN people that I didn't really know through the internet beforehand in November. Within the first hour, we're at this bar, and Marty's like, sometimes I'll just, like, open a beer, and I'll drink, like, 2 sips from it, and then I'll leave it for myself in the morning. And then when I wake up, that's the first thing I do, is drink the entire beer.
Morning beers are awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever done a morning beer, but it's like flat. It tastes different. It develops tannins in the middle of the night, like
Biff tannin.
Tannins are a anti.
Oh my god, the lights just went off.
Is that someone fucking with us? Is that our special guest fucking with us, or is that a motion detector?
I don't think that's our special. Is our special guest here?
I don't know. I just texted our special guest.
We're not even.
We'd like to reaffirm that we have no
don't
idea.
know what gender our special guest is. What gender do you think our special guest is?
I hope female because I have hope for the world, but it's probably male because of the steps.
Maybe disappointed. It's a boy.
Well, I guess we have a super long shot extra special guest.
Whoa, super long shot special guest? We have multiple special guests possibly coming in.
It's Jennifer Lawrence. That would be like a long shot.
Yeah. You got any more cues? That's what we call questions in the biz.
Oh,
The biz is
I
what
got
we
some
call
A's.
Wow. Just give me one moment.
Okay.
Stall.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you doing?
Whoa.
I just got a text from someone from a Hotmail account, and I feel like I don't want to be friends with this person anymore.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. That's horrible. Don't use Hotmail. That's my advice. If you want to make your way into the video game industry.
If you want money ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a Hotmail account back in the day.
Did you?
It was what was it? It was a weird name. I think it was Your Local Cinema at hotmail.com. Feel
I
free.
had the most racist Hotmail address, and I didn't know that it was racist.
What was it?
Chinese cows at hotmail.com. And I didn't know that that would be, like, considered, like, inappropriate at all. I just thought it was really funny to think of cows that were particularly Chinese.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it wasn't racist until you added the last part.
Chinese cows was fine. Then you describing it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's awful. Like you're not. This is why you're not allowed overseas.
Yeah, seriously.
This is why you're kept within the seas.
Yeah. The Canadian seas. Is there a Canadian sea? The Great Sea of Canada, it's called?
Yeah.
Not the C in Canada, not like the letter C, but like an SEA.
Yeah, it's in Saskatchewan.
Totally does not have any of that.
Justin D asks, this question is for Goldfarb.
Is it Justin Davis?
Maybe. Justin on Twitter.
Please write a feature.
What is it like going from editorial to a community job?
It's interesting. So my job is weird because I do a weird like hybrid where it's like I kind of dip my toe in PR and community, but I sort of also I just wear a bunch of different hats basically. But you definitely see it from the other side. I think editorial is more about having opinions and being able to say to watch something or play something and be able to immediately distill it down into this is what I thought of it. Whereas like the community stuff is more about like, hey, I have to be interesting and keep people engaged and have them see this product and have them stay interested in it. So it's like it's basically literally the opposite. It's rather than giving my opinions, I have to step back and engage people, I guess, if that makes sense. But I don't have like a very like great perspective on it, I guess, because I don't do like a pure community role. That was a terrible answer. I'm sorry.
That was the best answer.
Okay. You're okay.
There's also not Justin Davis. Eden, you're allowed to pee. There's 3 of us here. We can talk.
Yeah, Marty left for 6
about?
seconds. Look at me.
What? You can go pee.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to the bathroom. I just texted everyone that I had to pee because.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I can get a text. Thanks.
Yeah, you didn't text Andrew.
Sorry, Goldfarb. I'm the worst.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the best. Jimmy, can we make fun of Jimmy? You turned into a Velocity character. What happened? You're back. That was scary.
Yeah, it was glitching out, so I had to rejoin it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Eden went to urinate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really embarrassed about it.
She's really embarrassed about it for some
I
reason.
know she was texting me.
Why is she texting everyone but me?
Does she even have your phone number?
Yeah, but she texted me. She was like, "How far away are you? You're really fucking up the show."
Oh!
She didn't leave any questions.
Should we talk about why we don't like Eden?
Yeah, welcome to the Dudes Only edition of
She goes to the bathroom in the middle of the show. Who does that? Who does that?
I think all of us have left. All of us have left except for you, Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, I was the one who was like 30 minutes late, so
That's
I think she could go pee like 4 more times and still be better etiquette-wise than I am.
Sure. There were some other questions.
Were there? Okay.
I saw some questions. Did you see any questions, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm
Lights
pulling
going
up.
off again. I don't know why the lights keep going off. I don't know where the lights.
Oh, now Marty left.
I don't know
Well, just me and Jimmy.
All right.
Who was happy that Birdman won the Oscar? That was the question.
Oh, I was super happy Birdman won.
I was super happy. I like Birdman a lot. I don't get the random boyhood backlash after, though.
Yeah. So the lights.
Why are the lights out?
Lights went off, and I don't know how to turn them back on. So.
Are you in the Gladys room again?
No, we're.
Worst room to podcast in, by the way.
No, we're in.
No. So the room we're in right now is a conference room that there's like all this like rare Bioshock stuff in this room that I like fought really hard to get like 3 years ago so that they could turn into a conference room, and then they still haven't. So it's all like stacked against the walls. Can you not find the light switch? That's weird.
Whatever.
Oh, no. I know how to do this on the 3rd floor. I think it's back there. Hold on, I can go do this.
This is interesting.
We're not good at things. How was your pee?
It is relieving.
That's
I
good.
feel like my bladder is empty and so is my soul.
That's not good to hear. I'm sorry. I was super happy that Birdman. Did you guys see Birdman?
I have
Yeah,
not
I
seen
saw it.
Birdman. I want to see it, but
I-
I have not made time because I've been watching really dumb movies lately.
What dumb movies?
I've been watching a lot of foreign movies because, particularly French movies, because I've been trying to like reignite my French speaking and my grammar and everything. So I'm just like watching a ton of French movies and listening to French radio so that my like grammar and vocabulary gets better again.
Sure.
But also just like the worst overproduced dumb idiot rom-coms because it's funny to me. I don't know. Like, I like watching movies that I hate because they make me laugh because they're so bad. So that's what I've been doing lately.
That's what I've been doing with my life. That was really sad. I got real as you take a drink. Every time you take a sip, there's a different color in your glass.
I'm drinking whiskey now. I was drinking champagne, and then I ran out, and now I'm drinking bourbon.
Have you ever mixed bourbon and champagne?
Mm-mm.
Good.
Oh, I have a story. So I'm very, very scared of loud noises, like loud bang sounds. I can't go to fireworks. I am terrified to go shoot a gun at a gun range, even though at the same time I kind of want to. And like if we're doing sound check or something and something messes up and there's like that loud bang sound or a loud buzzing sound, I will freak out and like be pretty close to an anxiety attack. So today I decided I really wanted mimosas because Goldfarb and Marty were talking about going for a drunk brunch, and I thought that was a good idea by myself. And so I tried opening this champagne bottle by myself, and champagne bottles, if you didn't know, they make a loud pop sound when you open it. And it was the most antagonizing thing that I've ever done, ever. It was like, I'm opening this bottle, I got the like metal contraption that they keep on the cork off, and I'm just like sitting there like, it's okay. And I'm just like, I'm trying to like push it up instead of like twisting it out. So it's like it took me like 20 minutes to open a champagne bottle because I was anxious, and also I didn't know how to do it because I always made other people do it for me. And yeah, then I had to take a bath because I was so stressed out about opening the champagne bottle. And then I got drunk, so it's okay.
On Valentine's Day, I had a buddy from high school flying to the city, and the two of us and my roommate went out to the ocean and walked all the way across the city. And the first 3 miles of it is walking through Golden Gate Park, which is a super awesome urban park. But again, it was Valentine's Day, and we were walking along a path, and there were a bunch of couples on blankets having picnics and stuff. And we saw a girl opening a bottle of champagne and hit her partner right in the eye with it. And like three of us were like fucking like terrified when we saw that.
That would be.
And like her partner just like went down and like doubled over, and they were crying. Like holy shit. That's probably ruined Valentine's Day.
And that's my biggest fear every time I open a champagne.
Just open it away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know. It's just that. Oh, I got a text.
From me.
Yeah, I was going to be vague about the fact that.
But I am, like, I've opened a champagne bottle twice on my own.
Yeah.
And I like bubbly wine in general, just, like, if I'm going to get, like, trashy wasted, that is my option.
Mm-hmm.
And
make mimosas. Don't just drink pure champagne.
Yeah, why did you
today I made like the best drink ever. I was gonna like have mimosas.
Not a drink.
And I buy orange juice in bulk because I try to keep my vitamin C levels and stuff up because I'm always busy and so energy, whatever.
Are you scared of scurvy?
Yeah, no.
Partially.
It's
yeah.
I take so many vitamins every day. You do not even want to know. It's kind of gross. But
can we guess? Wait. Can we guess?
Over and under. Jimmy, how many vitamins do you think?
How many vitamins does Eden take per day?
8.
Are we playing Price is Right rules? Like the closest without going over?
Yeah, Price is Right rules.
I say 8.
So 8. And what do you say?
1.
Well, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, it is because I have 1 to 7 now.
No, you don't, because. Oh, without going over. Yeah, okay. You have 1 to 7.
I like how you instituted Price is Right rules and you don't even understand Price is Right rules.
Okay, fine, then 9. So my guess was going to be 32, so 9 pretty comfortable.
So I have 1 through 7. Jimmy has 8. Andrew has 9 to infinity.
Okay, so I take a vitamin that's like supposed to help your stamina 3 times a day.
Vitamin or like speed? So I take caffeine.
It's cocaine. I'm sorry.
I take mescaline. I take a form of heroin.
I take a probiotic twice a day. I take a gummy vitamin, like a multivitamin. That's a gummy vitamin because it tastes good. Twice a day. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jimmy, do you think Jimmy, the little window in her background to us looks like a shitty 8-bit video game.
Yeah. It looks like a bad sky effect.
Yeah, I can see it. It looks like a garbage NES game.
That is my small garden. Thank you very much. I will show you my plants.
No, it looks really good.
It looks super fake.
Is everything green screen?
Yeah.
Did you go to take a
I have
vitamin?
headphones in, so I can't hear you making fun of me. This is my crocus, which makes me hopeful for spring, and this is the
Did you say
spider
crocus?
plant.
Well, that's not a thing. The crocus is not a thing.
Crocus thing?
No, yeah, so here's some secret stuff. Crocus, that's funny. There's a bunch of cool names that are tree and plant based at the company I work for, and crocus was once one of them, so that's kind of funny because I didn't think people use those words in real life.
Now Andrew's going to be fired for saying that. So if you have job recommendations,
a job opening, yeah, no,
send it to jimmyandeden@hotmail.com. And they will...
But seriously, if you ever have questions, email them to eden@jimmyandeden.com.
How many vitamins are you taking?
I'm taking. I
7,
just worked
8.
it out. 15.
Fucking hell!
I win. What do I win?
I take 1 vitamin. And I
You
forget.
win dinner next time I see you in real
multivitamin
life.
every day, which means like once every 6 days when I remember to do it.
Yeah.
No,
I take 0.
I like live on a
0 vitamins.
routine so that I actually like am productive because I work from home. So if I don't have a routine, it's just like wake up, play some music on my guitar, and then play video games, and then forget that I have to work. So I have to have like a routine. Otherwise, I fuck myself up really bad.
Eden, are you typing a text message while you're talking?
I do everything all at once.
Wow. That's I guess if I took 15 vitamins, I could also be in 2 places at once.
Were you what the hit song "I Want It All or Nothing at All" was based on?
Yeah, obviously.
So I looked up this morning. I looked up LFO on Spotify, and you know how Spotify does like
Why?
top 5. Because I have to put. I'm hosting bar trivia now, and so
Oh.
I'm having an LFO song because there's a music round.
I used to help with questions for that, so you need them.
I used to
man.
play bar trivia a lot.
But so I Spotify'd LFO, and you know how when you Spotify an artist, it has their top 5 most popular songs, and Summer Girls wasn't one of them. And I'm like,
What?
they only have 2 albums, and that is the only song anyone knows. How is that?
I wonder if it's so. A lot of the time, I've noticed on Spotify when it does that, it just whatever track 1 is from each album, because so many people start playing an
Sure,
album.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it blew my mind that Summer Girls was, and they only have 2 albums.
And Summer Girls is like a seminal classic.
That song is so bad. That song is so bad. I re-listened to it, and I'm like, they couldn't think of what a rhyme was, and so they'd just be like, Michael J. Fox was Alex P. Keaton. I'm like, that's not. You're not even talking about that. Why are you doing that?
Yep. Are there more Twitter questions?
Maybe. Can you banter for like 5 seconds so I can find one? Because
Hey, I'm bantering.
I'm irresponsible.
Man, I wish the lights are on. So on the 3rd floor, when IGN used to be in the 3rd floor, fun fact, there was a really easy to access like light switches that turn on the whole floor.
Mm-hmm.
I just did the lap looking for them, but I can't find them. But I did find a potential 4th special guest doing an interview.
I think I already mentioned it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who?
Jared.
Oh, Jared.
And he was, I think it's like the creator of Asteroids or something old.
Yeah, it is, because like I walked up and I thought it was Jared and somebody else doing like a guides video, so I was being really goofy and making faces and stuff, and then I saw over the monitor that it was like someone important, and I was just like, I like waved to Jared. Yeah, also, Jared must have been like, "What the hell?" Because I haven't seen him like a year.
Jared thinks he's in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the fact that because of the brick behind me and the whiteboard behind Goldfarb, it looks like we're in 2 separate places.
But we're not.
Ah,
shit,
you
it
crossed the field! Guys,
I found the question. Everyone.
okay, go for it.
Anthony asks.
Is it Anthony?
No,
Can I-
it's not. No.
I just got an email from Anthony Birch. Is it Anthony Birch?
His name is like Chippewam? I don't know.
Wamba?
Anthony Chumbawamba.
If you get knocked down, what should you do?
He asks, would you ever engage yourself in a long distance relationship?
No comment.
I've never had a long distance relationship. I don't think I ever have. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it's different with the internet. I feel like the internet, like, it would have seemed fucking impossible like 15 years ago. I think the internet helps out a little bit on that, but I don't know. It's still tough. I think it takes 2 very specific people. Some people sort of crave, daily physical attention, where I think others it can work out. I think it's a case-by-case basis. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Never been in one. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it because it's hard. It's hard to plan times to talk to people. So, like, I have too much random stuff going on where I feel like I would always feel bad. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, you would have to be 2 people with a very specific kind of schedule, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And like time zones. There's like a lot of reasons it could be complicated.
Yeah, I would always feel bad. I'd be like, I can't do it. Sorry, bye.
That's not.
like specifically not gonna. If you say that specifically, that's not gonna be a good relationship.
Can't do it. Sorry, bye.
Exactly.
Have you had a long distance relationship, Goldfarb?
Yeah, it's hard, but I think it could work. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's mostly the specific people and sort of laying things out right at the front, keeping an open line of communication.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it just it depends on what you want out of a relationship. It depends on a lot of things. I think there's probably a lot of different ways to, like send flowers and do all kinds of stuff that you can do via the internet and all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's probably easier now than it was.
So many sex.
Would you say booty sex?
I said sex. It's really hard to say out loud. It's a
The word
Sex?
sex.
lot. Yeah.
One
Sex.
syllable. I think it's not hard
Sex
to
is
say.
super. You can do the thing that they did in Her, where you could
Oh, the
you could
surrogate?
call it you could call like a call girl surrogate.
That's a huge spoiler for her. That's like the.
Oh, spoilers! There's a call girl surrogate.
Although
it's totally not a spoiler.
It's not that big. Somebody the other day was talking about that movie, and they were like, "Oh, I never saw it. Can you like, how does it end? Spoil the ending for me." And I tried to explain the ending of that movie and sounded like a crazy person.
Yeah.
The ending of that movie is so complicated.
Yeah, that's
The
really
whole movie is kind of complicated, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked her a lot.
That's what
I liked it too.
her was what the Avril Lavigne song "Complicated" was based about.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you know that?
That's correct. It was
you guys
Avril
know that?
Lavigne. Well, Avril Lavigne travels through time,
Mhm.
and when she first traveled through time, she saw the movie Her, and when she came back, it inspired her to write a series of songs. There's actually, I think there's, forget if it's 8 or 12. It's an even number of songs that are about her.
I mean, it's an LP. Yeah.
Some of them are overt, some of them are
Yeah.
a little more subtle. But Skater Boy, I think, is very clearly.
About Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
The relationship between Joaquin Phoenix and who the fuck directed that? Charlie Kaufman.
No, Charlie Kaufman.
Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze. But he directed adaptation, which was written by Charlie Kaufman.
Nailed it. Did you know that Avril Lavigne charges people like $100 to take a picture with her?
Yeah.
But they have to like stay like an arm's length away.
Oh
Also-
yeah, I heard about that.
There was like a whole article of like Rihanna versus Avril Lavigne, where Rihanna doesn't charge anybody and she just like goes crazy with photos with them, and then Avril Lavigne's like,
You
"Give me
guys
the
read
money."
Rihanna and Kanye are going on tour.
Whoa.
It's gonna be the greatest tour of all time. So that means this year I'm gonna see Kanye and Taylor Swift in concert.
Wow.
I would really like to see Kanye in concert. I was supposed to see Jay-Z and Beyonce in concert. Like we bought the tickets, but then my ex bought the tickets, and then we broke up a week after he bought the tickets, and I didn't get to see
That's
them.
not
We
good.
went with some random dude from
That's rough.
Craigslist.
One of them was yours.
Yeah.
Um,
Did he go?
If you go to see Kanye and Rihanna, I will buy a trip to San Francisco and come see it with you.
Deal.
One of my biggest regrets is that Kanye played a secret show when I lived in Brooklyn. Played a secret show at Brooklyn Bowl in Williamsburg. And we tried to go, but the line was really long and it was really cold, and we were like, "Ah, fuck it," and we didn't wait. But now I really regret not waiting because
That'd be
it
amazing.
would have been. It was like a really. It's like a super small venue.
Yeah.
He also a couple years later premiered one of his songs on like
Oh,
projected
New
on
Slates?
the
Yeah.
New Slate projected
Yeah.
on the wall of like something in Williamsburg. Yeah.
He did that here. He projected on a
Yeah, I
wall
think it was
in
like
the Mission.
8 cities or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Which is really cool. I don't know, man. People make fun of Kanye. I have a lot of love for Kanye.
That's very animal.
The other day, somebody
Marty
sent me a
Sliva.
Facebook message. He's like a guy that I dated a while ago, and is just
Kanye
kind
West
of
is
a weird
petty.
dude. After like the first date that we went on, the next day, he gave me a crystal, and
What does that mean? Like an actual
during the
crystal?
date, he told me that gravity was a construct. Just like he was a hippie. But the other day he was like, "Us as artists, we really need to stop complaining about Kanye." And ever since then, I've been listening to Kanye nonstop because, we just really gotta stop complaining about Kanye.
I agree with that.
Does like, I'm just still amazed by this crystal.
Yeah, I have it.
That's
Still.
electric.
It's on
Oh,
my
you bring the crystal,
tab.
bring the
One second.
Yeah, let's see it.
What if it's the crystal skull?
The kingdom of the crystal skulls.
Well, I mean, the sad thing is it was a hit film. It made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way smaller than I expected.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I was very impressed with this guy until I saw the size of this crystal.
Yeah.
Okay,
I thought
so
it.
this guy, like, we did it a little bit, and he has a Kurt Cobain flag in the corner of his room. I don't know what I was doing.
Is Kurt Cobain a sovereign nation? I didn't realize he had.
He's a very talented, nice dude. He's just confusing.
You just like
Yeah.
weird shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he likes crystals and Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Those are two good
And so we went on some dates, and then he gave me this crystal that I have shown you. And apparently it's quartz, and when he gave it to me, it was sitting on my windowsill, and it was just calling your name.
Wow.
And apparently quartz is supposed to be like the rock that helps you communicate with aliens. That helps.
Do it.
Let's hold a seance.
Yeah.
Okay, Everybody, are you ready?
This, I
Hold
can't get it.
hands.
This looks like a fake background of this. Like, look at it.
Did you? Yeah, that's really bad, dude. Your window is not real. Your window is
Yeah.
right on the screen.
Mine or Jimmy's?
My favorite
Here.
part is the full moon.
Also, was this guy you dated Devendra Banhart?
No.
Okay, just checking. He seems like a fool.
Thank
with
you.
no business.
Hey. How's it going, buddy?
Sorry, guys, I didn't realize you were in here.
Yeah,
No,
we're podcasting.
we're doing a podcast. Jimmy and Eden.
You're in the middle of a Jimmy and Eden.
And
Yeah.
the lights went off, and we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know how to turn the lights
Is
back.
that Eden? Oh,
Yeah,
that
That is Eden.
Hi, Eden.
I was screaming.
Hi, Eden.
Hi, Jared.
Hey, Jared.
Sorry to interrupt your.
Ian Rodinsky, this is Warren Robinette,
Oh wait,
creator
here
of
you
Adventure.
can come.
You
from
said my name properly.
Yeah, this is Warren who created Adventure, one of the great video games of all time.
All we can see is your breast pocket. In
Oh.
Oh.
Hi. There we are. Better.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for
Hi.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know what you were doing.
No problem. Do you know where there are buttons somewhere that turn the lights on?
I do know where the buttons to turn lights on are.
Nice to meet you.
I'll get those buttons to do that, but you know what?
I don't know what just happened. That was the weirdest. Oh,
Oh.
Mazel tov.
Oh, I got a text.
That was weird. That was great.
This is a really good show, I've got to say.
Yeah.
I love this show so much. It's my favorite career accomplishment ever.
That's pretty incredible that you just had the creator of Adventure on your podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Is that the biggest guest you guys have had?
I don't know who
Uh-huh.
that was.
Well, it really does look like we're in separate boxes.
Yeah, I know. I said that before.
I
Thank
know
you, guys.
because the lights were off.
Do you want to get this?
How long have we've been podcasting for a while?
Yeah.
Well, it's like 5:20. Do you want to? What do you guys think?
When's the special guest coming?
Oh yeah, that's a special guest.
Wait, that wasn't a special guest?
No.
I have
Well,
no idea
special
who
guest
that was.
is just gonna meet us to drink, but let's see.
We could just keep going until your special guest comes and says hi, if it's fun for you.
We'll go for a little bit more. I'm gonna get.
15 people are finding this amusing.
Are 18 people watching us?
15.
Yeah, that was the saddest correction.
Hey,
if
we have
you're-
more
if you're-
questions.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if
Questions.
there are 15 people watching.
Marty, you have to come back. There's really important questions about Kanye West.
Okay, he'll come back. His phone is here. Does he have a password?
It says,
Take a selfie and set it as his background.
the game's outfit says, this is honestly the best. Haha. Haha, 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 haha.
How do I set a picture as a background on an iPhone?
The box with the arrow.
I did it.
Save as wallpaper.
Yep, I'm into it.
Are you okay? I trust in Goldfarb.
Use as wallpaper.
What gaming? Wow. What game coming out this year are you most excited about?
Coming out this year. Ooh.
You're not
I don't
allowed
know.
to say stuff from your own company.
Oh, I wouldn't. It's okay. Pressure. I don't know. What are games coming out this year? God, it's like so pathetic that I. Hold on. Oh, well, is Persona
That's why
5?
we don't talk about video games on the show.
Persona 5 is the answer times 100 million, because I forgot that was this year. Yeah, Persona 5.
Mine's Not a Hero, because I played that and I really liked it, and I've been waiting for it, and it's finally coming out.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Viva Pinata. It's gonna come out.
Is it?
Nobody else has an option about it. It's gonna come out and it's gonna happen, and they're all gonna do the mating dance that they do.
Yeah.
That goes like this.
I mean, it came out a while ago, but I guess it could continue to come out every year.
And it's gonna be great. and it's going to be the only reason that I buy an Xbox One. It's going to be for Viva Pinata 2.
That's a fair reason.
Goldfarb just left as I explained Viva Pinata
Is
2.
there like an iOS game or something?
Oh, he came back. Maybe, I don't know. I just really want another Viva Pinata on the Xbox. Really, I would love a Viva Pinata on PS4, but it's not going to happen because Rare is owned by Microsoft, and that would be stupid. However, Viva Pinata 2.
The question was, what is your most anticipated game of this year? My answer was Persona 5. And Eden's was Viva Pinata. And Jimmy's was Not a Hero.
Man, I'm super excited for Not a Hero. Mine's, if The Witness comes out this year, Battleborn! Firewatch.
Oh, God, Firewatch, yeah. If Firewatch is this year, that and Persona 5 are my two answers.
Yeah.
I was very upset.
Yeah, Eden, why are you so mad?
That was the deepest sigh.
I want Viva Pinata 2.
There is a Viva Pinata too.
Yeah, there was also an iOS game. Hey, does this look like a running...
Yeah, like a deer?
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening right now.
This is so off the rails.
Yeah.
Why have you been searching for compulsion games?
I can't see
That is Philippe.
anymore. I'm trying to text Marty.
I wish I'd have been more embarrassed.
Why are you searching for buttstuff.org?
Hey, fuck you. I'm on my work computer. More
Any
questions.
news?
Happened.
There was a Kanye West question.
What?
Yeah, you missed it. Do you want to answer it?
What's the question?
Let me find it. Hey, Goldfarb, can you fill the time?
Can I fill the time? Totally.
I thought you said build the time.
Man, it's weird. I was flying in this morning and I got super delayed because there was a chair broken or a seat broken on the front of the flight. And they were like, oh, like it's going to be a quick delay, and it was actually pretty long. And I was waiting, and we finally got onto the plane. And before that, they were like, oh, we have to call in a specialist. And it ended up being like a 2-hour delay. We finally got on the plane, and the seat was just like duct taped with like American Airlines branded duct tape. And that was my morning. I hope that filled enough time. Brought to you by Andrew.
Filled the fuck out of
I
that.
have the hiccups. So, Fresh Prince, 1970, says...
So the original Fresh Prince that premiered in 1970 was way better than the reboot that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
I do have to say, the British version.
Yeah,
He didn't actually say anything interesting, so moving on.
You need to quickly read those tweets before you do it.
Yeah, the original 1970 British Fresh Prince.
It was actually...
Hey, Jordan Rodkey, community manager for the Comedy Button, as well as helping out with Jimmy and Eden because I have
Jordan Rodkey.
not enough time on my hands. I am doing too much, and I'm going to kill myself at some point.
Wow, this is dark. Please don't do that.
Yeah, it got really dark.
I'm actually not going to do that, but
Okay.
please, if you're interested in helping out with podcasts, email us. We're probably
Jimmy
interested.
Eaton at hotmail.net.
Yeah.
Hotmail.biz.
Eden and James at Alta Vista.
I love you, Jim. Jordan Rodkey asks, name me some garage or feminist rock bands. And I think it's partially because I play in a
Pussy Riot?
feminist...
Pussy Riot. I read a news story about them.
Me too. They're in House of Cards. They are.
They're so in House of Cards, but it's like really bad. It's so bad.
Not bad.
Not very good.
Have you watched House of Cards yet?
No.
Nothing about House of Cards Season 3 is good. Everything is bad. I tell you this right now.
That was a condemnation.
Oh my god.
What happened? Where'd you go? Oh, your lights got weird and
Yeah.
bright in the background.
Except the fake one. Okay.
Yeah. Man, the outside of your window looks like the best. I feel like you live in like Scott Pilgrim's Hobbit hole. Scott Pilgrim was a graphic novel that got turned into a feature film.
Directed by Edgar Wright.
Directed by Edgar Wright. He did not direct Ant-Man at all.
R.I.P. All right. Well,
You guys still there?
this is going well.
Hello!
Do you want to wrap this up?
No.
Do you want to ask a question?
I think we can do another. Let's do one final question. Ask one good final question, and we'll wrap this up. This is going to be the last question.
What is the number one turnoff on your first date from Andrew?
Goldfarb?
Lanyards.
Lanyards. Lanyards might be mine. I had this really weird hatred towards lanyards, and this week and next week is going to be GDP passed, and so people are going to be wearing lanyards all the time.
Yeah, so many lanyards.
People look like fools.
Lanyard City.
Lanyard.
Lanyard Lane.
Lanyard Boulevard.
Yep. Lanyard Avenue.
Lanyardium.
Lanyard Drive.
Bioshock lanyard.
Lanyard.
Oh no.
Yeah, so no lanyards. I'm trying to think if I've had like awful first dates.
Racism.
Racism is really bad, actually.
Yeah.
Racism and a shitty sense of humor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've had that many bad first dates. I've had plenty of like. So I haven't had that many incredible first dates. I would say. I think the people I've started dating generally start like with an okay date, and then like the second date's usually the better one because I'm just such an awkward person in general.
You are.
But bad first dates. I don't know, like I'm trying to think what someone could even do. I can say honestly that I've never had like an awful experience on a first date.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think what people could do. Like, yeah, if you were in the middle of like a nice dinner or drinks or whatever, and you said something super racist, that would be bad.
Oh, being short. I've been on a date where the person was really shitty to like servers and waitresses and bartenders, and that to me is like super not okay. Like I'm like, if you don't treat the people in the service industry right, then you're probably a shitty person to begin with.
I went on a date with a girl who had a weird, like her name, she had one of those names where it's spelled one way and like then they tell you what her name actually is, and then there's no way you could ever get her the way it's pronounced out of the letters that are arranged. And we got to the restaurant and she put in her name, and then when the person said her name wrong, she bitched them out. For not knowing. It's like, everywhere I fucking go, this happens, blah, blah, blah. And then but the entire way there, she was telling me about how everyone gets it wrong because it's not spelled like it's said.
Get a better name.
Yeah, I left. I was like, bye.
Change your name to like Dirt Bike or something cool like that people can pronounce.
Yeah.
Race car.
Wait, are you like bi in terms of you're on a date other people that are of different genders, or are you bi, you're done with this?
Bye as in BYE.
Thank you.
Like, see you later.
I think eating context clues. I think that's what he was talking about.
Drunk eating, pretty funny.
Drunk Eden, you're my favorite Eden.
I am the best Eden that there has ever existed.
All right, was that it?
Anyways,
was that our big
anyways, this has been the 40th, holy shit, episode of Jimmy and Eden, which was completely started as a joke. And we hate that we do this every week.
Okay,
But listening in, we are so proud to have made it for 40 episodes. We hope that you see us in 10 weeks when it's 50 episodes, which actually seems like a milestone. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe
I'll come back for the 50th.
We'll see what happens.
Do it.
We're have a stakeholder with like 30 people.
Yeah, with 50 people.
Oh man!
Every guest from episodes 1 through 49 has to return for the 50th episode.
Oh God.
God, that would be a clusterfuck. That'd be so good.
So much. Actually, I feel like we should do that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Jimmy, how do you feel about editing that? Because I'm lazy.
Terrible. We can just have Jordan do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah! Jimmy and Podcast, episode 40. Goodbye. We love
I can't hear you anymore.
you.
I don't know what just happened.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I am so sorry that we're the most awful people in the world.
Yeah.
I can't find out. How do I end this? Oh dear. Oh, I found the mouse. Podcast.